Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Edison Club. Thank you for being here with me today, as we are about to embark on our brand new journey of destruction.
Are you into high-rarity snobbery?
I am not worthy.
Or perhaps you prefer the common man's bargain hunt?
What the Yugi? Is that a Lila?
Normal summon Lumina, in-phase mill, wolf, wolf, wolf. Watch your opponent devolve into tears. Stack for plague spreader, make Brionic. Brio them into oblivion.
Why me?
Special summon Judgment Dragon, nuke everything. Does this sound appealing to you? Well, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Edison Club's ultimate Lightsworn guide.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Edison Club. I'm your host, Mike, and today I'm bringing you a replay analysis video. This matchup is going to be my round 1 feature match at the BBG 2K last Saturday, where you'll see me on the right playing Twilight and Noah on the left playing Blackwings. So it's really bothered me that I lost this match, and I really want to understand why I ended up losing this match. I have a good idea as to what went wrong here, but we're going to really deep dive into this and analyze and try to figure out where it all went wrong. So before we get started on today's video, as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really just motivates me to keep going, getting better at the game, as well as content creation. Also, head on down to this video's description and follow the links I have posted there to the other Edison format content creators. Odds are, if you like what I make, you'll like what they make as well. Also, down in the description below, you'll find my Cash App, my Venmo, and my PayPal if you choose, if you would like to support the channel. I am working on some pretty significant upgrades to the setup, new lighting, new audio equipment, stuff like that to raise the quality and the consistency. So anything that you guys would be willing to pitch in, I'm very appreciative for. And if not, I still appreciate you being here. Without further ado, let's jump into this replay analysis video. Now, there's not going to be sound from the actual event, because this video was actually flagged for copyrighted content. I guess some of the backing track that we had going on. So we'll have some backing track in this video, but you won't actually hear any commentary other than me, of course. So starting things off here, I can't remember who wins the die roll, but you'll see me getting the Neuron app ready. It might take just a second for things to actually get started. They did make some announcements and stuff like that. So I'm just going to sit here and shuffle my deck, same to Noah, while we're listening to our wonderful judge, Justin Morgan, who did an excellent job this past weekend of judging both Saturday 2K and the Sunday 3v3. You see that little slide shuffle I just did? I've been practicing that. I really want to get better at shuffling not only my own deck face down, but my opponent's deck as well. So I'm really working on getting a little more comfortable with doing that method that's like sliding the two piles together. I've seen Frazier do that same shuffle. That's like his primary shuffle. And I was like, that's a really, not only does that look really clean, but then your opponent can never be like, oh, you were cheating, you're looking at my deck. So like right here, I'm actually getting pretty good at it. I practice it quite frequently. Sometimes if I'm just like writing out a script for a video or just sitting here, just doing whatever, I'll just have my cards. So let me see if I can actually like move this forward just a little bit. Okay, now we're off. Sorry for all of the banter here. So it does look like Noah won the dice roll. So we start off with the Lure of Darkness here. I'm gonna have this right on the pause button ready to stop it. Normal summon Shura, banishes Bora off of the Allure. Chooses to actually, okay, so he goes normal summon Shura, special Bora, and he's obviously banishing Sirocco off of Allure, so passes to me, sets 1. Sit here and just think about it for a second. I also want to say that I despise being on stream. So it's so funny, if you listen to this week's podcast, you'll actually hear the whole story. When the pairings came out, I looked at the table number and I was like, any table but table 1. And it was like table 20. And I was like, hallelujah. So I'm on my way to table 20. And then they call for a repair. And I'm like, with my luck, I'll get put on the stream round 1. And it's exactly what happened. So not only do I feel like I don't play as well on the stream because I'm already nervous being on the stream, but I don't want to be on my own stream. So I don't want someone to be like, oh, this is Michael's channel. He put himself on the stream round one. I swear. I will never put myself on the stream if I have any say so about it whatsoever. So that's just the way it happened, unfortunately. And I really wish that I could see my hand, because obviously this has been a week now. I can't remember what my hand was here. So I normal summon a Jane and attack the Bora. And I've just kind of learned over the course of playing Edison that, like, I can't let him just keep up a bunch of bodies and say I'm afraid of Kalut. I kind of just have to summon and attack. So swing over there, hit in for a little bit of damage. The life is actually blocked, unfortunately. But at least we have Ryan here, who is doing life at the top as well. So I mill two. I missed what it was. One of them, was it Dad and Caius? I also feel like my deck may have been sorted and probably not shuffled that well. So he chooses just to set a back row and pass. Kalut now is not on my radar whatsoever. So now it's my turn. And I decide to actually tribute summon for Celestia. So mill 4, Plague, Gardna, Recharge, and Reincarnation.
Bruh.
And I choose to target Shura in the back row, and he chains Icarus attack, tributing his Shura, and then targeting the back row I was popping and my own Celestia. I had a pretty good read that his set back row was Icarus attack. So perhaps maybe I should have just attacked, but he did have a new back row that I didn't have a read on, and I think that when he flipped up the Icarus, I'm pretty sure we just saw that was Deep Prison. Here comes Shura again. Gonna attack directly for 1800. I feel like I have Trag or Gores. Nope, guess not. Guess not. Sets 2 new back row, passes it over to me. Down comes the Card Trooper. Cryo for 3 on Card Trooper. I attack the Shura. He's going to Legacy. I'm assuming trying to draw into a Kalut there. Doesn't hit it. Takes 100. And I looked at his graveyard in a standby phase, so I'm assuming I have Crow in my hand. Or maybe I don't. So he goes Whirlwind, Sirocco. I feel like he drew definitely one of those per turn, and probably the other one off of the Legacy. So I feel like I would have had Crow in my hand. I probably would have just Crowed here to prevent Dark Armed, but I guess at the same time, if he has Blizzard, he can just get back to 3. It's kind of a hard call at times, not only against Blackwings, but sometimes just against any dark decks, especially ones that play like stuff like Blizzard and then stuff like Armageddon Knight. Sometimes you just end up burning a Crow, but like the way I think about that is like regardless, Dark Arm is getting summoned, so it's going to Sirocco over the Card Trooper. I don't really even know why. I guess I'm considering Necro Gardenia this. And for some reason I remember thinking like, okay, if I let this go through, it like gets me closer to like JD or something. I definitely felt like I had a way to get over Sirocco already, or I would have Gardened that and then just like cracked back over it with the Trooper. I'm sorry, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking. Trooper only goes to 19. I was thinking with Jane for some reason. So Lila goes and hits a back row, it hits a Deep Prison. Summon JD. It's going to Icarus attack. Probably a little too early for a JD drop, honestly. Next comes Rhoda. Rhoda for Jane. Yeah, I definitely feel like I probably should have just slow rolled here a little bit more and just not drop JD. Either that or maybe if I'm not going to summon JD, then maybe I just Lila the Black Whirlwind, because that's essentially all I did was just get rid of Black Whirlwind to stop him from pressuring me. So I think maybe I just hold JD, get rid of the Whirlwind, and try to work through a little more back row before I commit the JD. I am at 3,600 though, so. Choose to DD Crow as target. He attacks me for 1,300. I choose to take it because in like my eyes, like if it's not enough to like loot me for game or keep me out of Judgment Dragon range, I'm probably just going to take it and just save the Gardna. Also, too, feel free to comment down below with any kind of suggestions, or if I missed something that you picked up on, please, please, please let me know. I would be very, very happy to be informed of anything that I could have done better in this match. People call me like the Lightsworn GOAT and like the best Lightsworn player and all this stuff. And I'll just tell you guys, like, I still do dumb crap when I play. I still misplay. I still make bad reads. I still forget my opponent has a card that I know that they had, stuff like that. And it's just part of being human, honestly. But I always try to take into consideration and learn something from it. So here comes Jane. I did play 2 Janes this time. So he torrentials the Jane. I have Chaos Sorcerer, banishing DD Crow, and a Jane. Attack him for 2,300. Pass to him. He goes normal summon Blizzard. And this is where I kind of have him, because he has no cards in his hand. This is why holding Gardna was good. He has no cards in his hand for Brio. So whatever he chooses to make, I'm just going to Gardna the attack and then Sorcerer it away if I can't swing over with something else. And I think maybe when he was looking at his extra deck, I think that's what he started to realize. I don't think that either one of us played perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. We both definitely had the round 1 jitters. So he passes to me. Pretty sure I just Sorcerer the Goyo. Summon an Arcus, attack for 1,200. And that takes game 1. So while I feel like I probably played a little too aggressively, especially with the JD, I did end up winning game 1. I felt like holding the Gardna was very pivotal there, because if I'd used Gardna earlier in the turn just to like alleviate 1,300 damage like earlier in the game, then that top deck Blizzard into Goyo really cooks me, because then he gets Chaos Sorcerer, which lets him play around Honest if I have Honest, so he can just banish my guy, hit me for 28 every turn. So I do feel like I played game 1 kind of good. Game 2 and 3 I think is where it starts to go downhill for me. Maybe I also got like a little too comfortable with winning game 1. I have been known to do that from time to time. So we're side decking here. Feel like, yeah, I just knew almost exactly what to side immediately. Let me see if I can like fast forward through all of this. Okay, so here we are in game 2. Obviously, I will be going second yet again. We have a setback, we have a T set. So pretty much if you play against Black Wings, you just read this as Icarus attack like 9 times out of 10. There is like a consideration for the fact that he's on like draw traps, so this could just be like a Vayu and a draw trap. Turns out it was Vayu or Vayu. I don't really know what the right way is to say it. I say both. Main phase 2, I think I summon a Miller, I'm pretty sure. Which is debatable whether or not it's correct to actually summon a Miller here, or just to keep riding the Cyber Dragon to keep him off of Icarus attacking me. Here goes Dark Armed and Raikou off the top. I've milled Dark Armed so often in this match. But now I do have a lot of pressure, but maybe Cyber Dragon was enough pressure. I'm not sure. So he goes, Shura Gale, have the Jane. I think I have Honest in my hand as well. Because I think the thought, yeah, he colutes over me. Which definitely, no insults to Noah, because Noah is, he's trained by Eric Shin, or he's coached by Eric Shin. He's very good friends with ProStorm and HATBLS. He's still learning. I think he definitely should have held the colute there, because he just gets to swing over my guy regardless. Maybe he was afraid of Honest or something there. But he sure is out of colute. He goes to main phase 2, makes a Goyo Guardian and passes. I really cannot remember what my hand was from here. Yeah, so I attack over, kill his Shura. I still feel like I have Honest in my hand for some reason. Like going back and thinking about this, because I feel like he clears this Cyber Dragon somehow without attacking it. Is where things, I feel like that's where things went wrong in this matchup. But we'll see if my memory is correct or not. Yeah, so down comes Blizzard, goes into Shura. Yeah, here comes Brionac. Yeah, so he gets to clear it without attacking. And then Vayu and Sirocco is enough for game, because I don't have boars. I do remember how this went, so I'm really not sure where this game went wrong. Maybe I just got black winged in this one, and that can just happen from time to time. Really not sure where I went wrong in this one. Maybe I didn't play aggressive enough. Maybe if I did have honest when he's sure it over me, maybe I just have to honest there. Because I can't remember. Pretty sure he colluded with turn player priority. But also that just depends on if he did it in damage step, damage cow. So it's kind of hard to recall back then. Let's see if we can skip the side decking. So obviously I go first to game 3. I set 2 and pass. And I remember this very well because I'm pretty sure this is Decree and Twister. And it's always weird for me when I play Lightsworn because, like, I want to set Decree, obviously, to prevent him from activating traps. And I want Twister to prevent him from Black Whirlwinding. And then this just plays so much into Heavy Storm. So I'm not exactly sure where I should be, like, as far as setting these. I mean, I don't feel like it's incorrect to set them. I mean, what do you guys think? Because I don't, like, obviously shutting traps off with Decree is good. But then sometimes you shut off traps with Decree and you just end up getting gas pedaled because of, like, Whirlwind. So I set both. I remember he doesn't heavy me, but I'm pretty sure he, like, black roses me and eats all 3. So that can be really tough. So he's thinking about what to do. Probably reading that I have Raikou. And I think he just passes. So he sets 1 back row and passes. I've kind of learned at times that, or maybe I don't have Decree. You know, I mean, I definitely don't have Decree because I would have flipped it there. So this is Twister and something else. And now, honestly, I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's Mirror Force? I don't know. But I summon Mill 3, he Torrentials me. And I definitely don't have Decree because I would have activated it there. I thought that it was Decree. So Solar Recharge, the Jane, draw 2, Mill Charge, and Lila. You're going to see in this game 3 as well, there is a pivotal mistake made by not only me, but my opponent as well, where it's like, you can perceive it that there was like foul play, and I can promise you that there is no foul play. So I remember what happens here. I banish a Light and Dark for Sorcerer when I probably should have just held Sorcerer, because I feel like throwing Sorcerer out when he's at 8,000 doesn't really matter. Like, I probably should have just held this to try to get a plus off of it, off of like a Shura or something. So I feel like in game 3, this is where I went wrong. I mean, on the other side of the coin, though, there's a consideration, like maybe he would end up drawing Oppression. But I do have Twister to answer that. So I remember what happens here. I'm pretty sure he brain controls it and banishes itself. He does have Blizzard in his hand, though, so he could have made level 8, which might be what happens. I really can't remember now. So I set another card, and I think that this might have been Decree. So he brain controls Sorcerer, and I think this is when he asked me, can it target itself? And I was like, yes, unfortunately, it can target itself. Yep, so he banishes Sorcerer. And he goes normal summon Shura, special summon Gale, and this is when the Black Rose happens. So it's also weird here too. So it does make me feel a little bit better that neither one of us played perfectly. I feel like if he was going to do this anyway, you just hold the brain control, right? So like you just hold brain control because like Black Rose answers Sorcerer and you still have brain. And if I like judgment this or something, which is absolutely unheard of in Lightsworn, but then you could still brain con, take, and banish. But this Black Rose is going to resolve. So I chain Roar. So I have Roar, Twister, and Decree set. So I turn 1, I went set Twister, set Roar. And he passes, sets 1 and passes. Set a defense and pass. And at some point, this is where a card gets put on top of my deck. And you'll see how it happens. For context, I have not went back and watched this video until right now. I have not actually went back and seen it. So I wanted to save it and do like a cold react to, you know, what ended up happening here. I'm sure he makes Brionic here. No, he makes Armed Wing here. Attacks, gets in for some damage over a Necro Guard. Now, I also drew kind of some bricks, but down comes Tragodia here. A 600 Lonely Tragodia. Now it's a 1200 Tragodia. He has a back row set, so I'm just kind of thinking about what to do. Decide just to pass it back over to him. Down comes Blizzard again. Brings back Ashura. This time I'm pretty sure he makes Rio, maybe? No, he does make Goyo. Okay. He's going to go to Pierce over for some damage. And I'm not sure if that was correct there. I definitely didn't feel like I wanted him to take it from me with Goyo. So maybe that was what I was thinking at the time. I just had to take the damage so he doesn't get Tragodia from me. And somehow this game spirals out of control to the point to where neither one of us have any cards. So I go Monster Reincarnation. He asked me to like sequence it. I guess he thought that I was activating Solar Recharge. So go Monster Reincarnation. Okay, so if you just saw that little move right there, let me see if I can like get back to this. This is where this happens, and neither one of us know what actually ends up happening. So there's a lot happening. I'm Monster Reincarnating back, targeting I think a Lila. Yeah, target Lila. He asked me to like sequence because he thought that I was activating Solar Recharge for some reason. So yeah, so this is what happens. I flipped over a card while I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him, looking at my graveyard. And then there's just a card on the field. You can see I'm like hesitating to pick it up because I'm like, I don't know where this came from. I have literally no idea where this card came from. So I look at him, I'm like, did this come from top of deck? And we're both like, yes. So I put it on top of deck. And you can see I like really hesitated to do that. So obviously I said it on the podcast. If I was going to cheat, it would not. First off, I wouldn't cheat. I beat myself up enough over losses where I win incorrectly. Like having lethal through Gores, not seeing it, and then like still winning. So like if I have like, if they're at 34 and I like go summon JD, summon Plague Spreader, attack for 3, attack for 4, and then I missed a line where I could have like summoned Raikou and then made Armory Arm like to kill through Gores, I consider that a bad victory and it like haunts me. So I definitely couldn't do anything like this, like actually cheating. So, I mean, at least you can see on camera that there was like a lot of hesitation as to where that went. So I'm reincarnating back Lila. Pitching Solar Recharge. So there was some slight confusion there anyway. So that comes back to my hand. I go normal Lila. I'm just going to try to snipe like an Oppression or a Solemn or something. And earlier in this game, the back row on the left, I don't think, I'm pointing at it, but I don't think you can see it because I don't think my OBS shows my cursor. On the left, he asked me, does Trag drop in damage step? And I was like, yes. And it's also by effect. So I had to read that this one was Solemn just based on the question that he asked me. So Lila hits the field. There's a little bit of hesitation. He's looking at my graveyard yet again. And I'm like so sick that this card got put on top of my deck. But you'll see. So I was right. It was Solemn. Okay, so here comes Dad. He Icarus attacks. Yeah, and I was going to use priority, so I don't like cheat him there by saying, oh, you know, because he flipped over Icarus really quickly, but I had every intention of using priority. So he has a couple cards in his hand. He sets 2, and I draw Caius. So yet again, it goes back to like, if I was going to cheat, I mean, look at this board state. I have nothing, you know, so like I'm not going to put Caius on top of my deck. So now it just becomes like he has to get to like runner. So he hits Kalut, attacks me for 14. I think I draw MST. I set it and pass. And I think now he hits Vayu, and it's enough to kill me. So I have MST. And the next card, I believe, was Solar Recharge. So, like, regardless, I'm losing that game 3, even if this Caius doesn't go to the top. But I still felt really bad about it. And then I saw people on the stream saying, like, oh, yeah, I was putting a card on top of my deck. But, like, I'm happy that they pointed that out because it will teach me now to, like, pay very close attention to where all cards are. And if that situation ever happens again to where like a card gets flipped over, I'll just call a judge and just ask, like, we don't know where this came from. I don't know if it was in my graveyard. If I know what the card is, you know, then maybe I can kind of make a decision. But you'll see here, I was wearing this bracelet on my right wrist, and I kind of just thought that I knocked it off the top of my deck when I went to go pick up the graveyard. So end up losing to Noah. He got the he backdoor 2-0'd me, and I really want to know where everything went wrong. And I kind of feel like maybe it was dropping that sorcerer that early Because Sorcerer is such a good resource, especially against Black Wings, because it lets me like not have to worry about the battle phase. I can just banish your monster and not have to worry about Kalut. So I kind of feel like maybe that is where things went wrong. But like I've said throughout the course of this video, please feel free to comment down below and tell me if there's something that I missed that you saw. I always tell people, like, call me an idiot, call me stupid, spit on me, whatever. Like, as long as it helps me win tournaments, I really do not care how extreme the teaching methods are. So, guys, that's about all I have for you today. I do still have the vlog from this event. I'm currently working on it. It's such a good time, and I've really gotten a lot of good content out of these events. So, thank you guys for watching. This is Mike from the Edison Club, signing out until the next one.
Hamster Ryko Caius. I go check the pairings, I'm like, don't know who this guy is. Hamster Ryko Caius, Hamster Ryko Caius. 2-0 every round, man, and I ain't even trying. It's just Hamster Ryko Caius, Hamster Ryko Caius, Hamster Ryko Caius.